Today, we're going to be talking about, are you willing to let go of beliefs? So the things that we are currently thinking are creating our current results. So if we want to get different results, we want to change the way that we're thinking. But oftentimes, our brain actually wants to argue to keep the belief that's getting us the result that we currently have. And so I want you to think about this example. So let's say that you had this belief that achieving your goal is really hard. But there's this idea that we could think that it's easier than we actually expect. But what oftentimes will happen is our brain's like, no, it is hard because, and it has these long list of reasons. I've never done it before. I don't know how. This is so confusing. I'm overwhelmed. I'll never be able to figure it out. And it wants to argue to keep the belief that this is hard, even though if we were believing that it was easy, we would figure out ways that it was easier, and then it would make it more likely that we would achieve our goal. So I want you to notice, where is your brain trying to argue to keep a belief that we really don't even want? And then from there, what I like to do is just start to question it. And I like to just have a little fun with it. I'm like, well, maybe it could be easier. How could that happen? Maybe it doesn't have to be that hard. How could that be true? Maybe I'm wrong about this. Like, I really just like to play in this land of maybe. Like, I'm not trying to ask my brain to go from this is really hard to this is easy. I like to ask my brain, well, maybe it could be a little different. So I like to bring in into this kind of middle ground where I can just play around with, like, okay, you know what? It might be a little hard. It might be easy. What is easy about it? Like, how can I start to build evidence for that without going from like hard to easy? So I want you to figure out, what is the belief that you have that your brain wants to argue to keep that you really don't even want, and then start to play in this land of maybe. How can I start to figure out how this could maybe not be true? Maybe this other thing is true. Maybe there's other possibilities, and just start to see what comes up and practice this so that you can start building that new belief. And if you want to create more commitment so that you can make going after your goal so much easier, then go to createcommitment.com to join the waitlist.